Ontario's mining sector is a global leader, and Agnico Eagle is proud to be at its heart. As Canada's largest gold producer, we operate world-class mines like Detour Lake and Macassa, creating thousands of jobs and driving billions in economic activity. But our impact goes beyond production. We foster a culture of the heart, investing in communities, supporting social development, and partnering with Indigenous groups to build lasting relationships and shared prosperity. We're shaping a future where Ontario remains a powerhouse in responsible resource development, strengthening the economy and enriching lives for generations to come.
Aztec Safety is #1 for online safety training.
Aztec Safety is the proud sponsor of the Aztec Safety Challenge, the #1 event on the World Curling Tour.
And Aztec Safety has been a proud sponsor of Team Jacobs on our quest to represent Canada at the Olympic Games.
Come on into Montana's, where there is a deal every day. Why not try half-price wings Mondays, $5 tacos Tuesdays, all-you-can-eat ribs Wednesdays, $25.99 platters Thursdays, and drink deals every day. Only at Montana's, Canada's home for barbecue.
Good morning, everyone. I apologize for the technical issues that we've been having here today, but we are online now. This is semi-final day at the Women's Provincial Curling Championship. The ice is ready, the pressure is high, and the margin for error is razor thin. These teams have earned their spot here, and we're about to find out who has what it takes to move on to the final. My name is Natasha Gribben, and with me is my provincial co-chair, Cheryl Vaino. We are definitely excited to be a part of this semi-final game, as it includes one of our very own members here at the North Bay Granite Club.
That's right, Natasha, and that's Laura Forget, who's the Executive Director of NOCA, and she has stepped in at the lead position for Team Krysta Burns, who's curling from the Northern Credit Union Community Centre in Sudbury. And along with Krysta, we have Sarah Guy at third, Laura Masters at second, and as I said, Laura Forget is in the lead position. They are throwing the blue rocks, and throwing red rocks is Team Despins from the Fort William Curling Club in Thunder Bay, and it's Robyn Despins at the skip position. We have Nicole Westland Stewart in third, Samantha Morris is throwing second stone, and their lead is Rebecca Carr. So we are well underway here this morning, and first end is complete with Team Despins scoring 1, and now we're here catching up in second end, and it looks like at the moment Team Despins is sitting 3 in the house.
Yeah, Cheryl, that first end was really about getting a feel for the ice and speed and setting the tone for the game.
I agree.
It appears we're looking to set up a guard here to protect those 3 in the house. Looking pretty good coming down the sheet. Not sure what the speed is today. We'll need to get a
read on that. But all week this ice has been extremely fast according to competitors, which is credit to Bruno Ben and his fabulous ice crew that's been working day and night to provide this great playing surface for the athletes.
Absolutely, Cheryl. The amount of hours that goes in to have the ice that we have here is just amazing.
We're so fortunate. Okay, so Team Burns is getting ready to clean up a little bit in the front there, open things up so they have a way in to potentially score this end.
Yeah, they really need to limit the damage here in this end, or else there could be a substantial lead pretty early in the game.
Mm-hmm. Nice rock.
Well, they're definitely discussing the shot here, Cheryl.
Mm-hmm.
I know you've played for a number of years. What would you be looking to do here? Again, noting it's only the second end of a 10-end game.
Right, and it looks like she's electing to hit this one because it could potentially, they have Burns set up there for a nice little tap back into the shot position. So I think the safest call at this point is to get rid of that blue Burns stone.
For a 9 o'clock draw, we certainly have quite a few spectators on site.
Yeah, the crowds have been great this week, and just want to let everyone know that there's still tickets available for today's final day here at the Granite Club. Nice shot.
Very nice. Yeah, tickets can be purchased online or at the door. It's $30 for a day pass. Definitely the place to be today. We've got seating both here in the lounge and on the ice, which just offers up a little different experience for the spectator. And it has been utilized all week, but do dress warm.
Yeah, it's really nice to be, you feel like you're in the action with the teams because you can hear the conversations on the ice.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that, and the players like it too, to hear the fans clapping at their shots, their good shots, and feeling the stress when they're trying to get that rock over the hog line for a nice high guard.
Mm-hmm.
So the other draws today, we're having the men's semifinal and the women's final at 1:30 p.m. And then we wrap up our week here with the men's final at 6 p.m.
Need to get one in here. Weight's looking
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Trying to make that freeze.
Supers are staying close. Well done.
Yeah, nice little tap back. Now Burns is laying shots.
I don't think they're too concerned about losing their rock on the back four.
No, because actually that could probably be to their disadvantage if that stays there, leaving Burns a nice little somewhere to freeze up to.
Mm-hmm.
So the main objective here is just to remove that blue rock and sit potentially 3 again.
Putting the pressure on Burns to make a draw in the final, for the final shot in the second end. Supers on early, trying to hold the line.
Nice.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
There's a fair bit of the button open. Oh, they looks like they're electing to play a hit.
Well, rock must be fairly open. You know, early in the game, maybe they're more confident with their their hits just until they get used to the speed of the ice.
Mm-hmm.
Final rock of the second end coming down here for Team Burns.
Looking good.
Nice shot.
Well done. So we've got a tie game going into the third end.
And we'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of...
Welcome back, everyone. We are in the third end of the women's semifinals. Opened up with unfortunate hogged rock by Laura Forget, which is quite unusual for her. Do want to note that Laura was actually looking at taking this season off, but got the call up to the Burns team, so quickly got herself into form for playing at this level, both throwing and sweeping. 10-end games certainly take quite a lot out of our sweepers, so that conditioning is definitely key both on and off the ice, so that they can maintain throughout the course of the event.
That's true. And speaking about the players here today, and actually all week, we've had 7 women's teams in action here at the Granite Club. They played a round robin with Team Krysta Scharf, perfect record at 6-0, and Team Burns finished with a 4-2 record. And Team Despin and Team Man were actually tied with a 3-3 record. And then from there we go to head-to-head, and through the round robin, Despins beat Team Man, so that secured their spot here in the women's semifinal game. We should also mention, Natasha, that on the men's side we had quite the turnout. There was 16 men's teams, and so also playing today, this morning, right now, is our seat qualifier. We have Team McEwen from Sudbury against Team Adams Jr. from Thunder Bay.
Nice draw around the corner, and now it looks like Team Burns is playing a quieter hit.
Mm-hmm.
Nicely done.
Team Despins is trying to answer back with a nice little quiet hit and roll behind their corner guard.
So I got to say that, there are a number of competitors here this week that are juggling quite a number of things, both careers and families, in addition to trying to compete and stay fit for those competitions. A little bit of a unique scenario for Laura Forget, that she's not only competing, but she holds the role of the executive director position, like you mentioned at the beginning. So kudos to her for being able to manage both those roles, in addition to being a mom. We got to see both of her girls out this week cheering their mom on while she was playing. I actually caught a moment where she went off to the side and got some hugs during their game, which is probably a nice little lift for her.
Yeah, that's great to see all the support that the family and friends have shown the athletes this week. And Laura has told us that in order to keep her two tasks or two positions separate, once she puts on that curling jacket, she's all focused and ready to play. So good for her for doing that.
I think it helps with her household, with her husband, also a competitive curler, so he understands the pressures that she's under, and they work very well as a team. So
definitely. So right now it looks like Team Despin has one at the back 8, and Burns is looking to draw in and around. Perhaps they have a couple at the top of the house. These two teams look pretty evenly matched so far in this little competition.
I think this game is really going to be about smart play, controlled play. Nothing flashy, and rock placement's going to be key.
Definitely, you're looking to control the front of the house there, and make sure you always have a way out. Teams are always looking for that, knowing when to start clearing those rocks. So it looks like Burns came a little short on their draw attempt. So now Despins is going to try and execute a nice draw.
For those of you watching, it's not just about the shot call. It's always about what are you leaving for your opponent, but also what are you leaving for your teammate.
Mm-hmm.
These skips are always thinking a number of shots ahead. I know you know that well, Cheryl, being a skip yourself.
Yeah, and as much as you plan ahead, you just never know. Like you say, what the other team's going to leave you. So you do have to always have a couple of options. Nice draw by Team Despin. Now in there for 2, sending 2 reds.
This one looks a little up.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't seem to be finishing too much for them either.
Coming down
there
nicely.
We go.
Right.
Nice freeze by Sarah Guy.
is just a little separation.
And Robyn is electing to clear the front. With hammer, that's a smart move at this point, I'd say.
I'd say mission accomplished.
Nicely done by Nicole Westland Stewart.
So sitting one red.
Looks like Burns might be attempting another little tap back here, maybe.
Keeping that rock clean.
Oh, they're selecting for the guard.
Forcing them to one so they can
Yeah. Get control of the hammer again next end.
looks like Despins trying to see how they could potentially get more than one this end. Lining up the angles. So, as a skip to Cheryl, and I know you've played competitive, how do you prepare for a semifinal like this?
Well, it's a long week, and so there's, you have exhaustion creeping in, mental exhaustion for the skips, physical exhaustion for all the other players, and you just have to maintain your focus. You've seen the other teams play. You've played this team before, so you kind of just you go on the information that you've gathered throughout the week, and you just have to maintain your focus and do your best. Nice shot coming in here.
Very nice.
Nice freeze by Team Despins.
And speaking of doing your best, how about Team Winters?
My goodness, that U18 team has been excellent. They played with the big boys, so they call them, all week, and they've had every game came down to the final end, final shots. They just stayed in it. Their focus was extremely evident, and their playing ability. Those young men, if they keep at it, they'll be a force to be reckoned with for sure. I know that they have their very own U18 championships coming up in Fort Francis next week. So I'd say they're well prepared for that event. And if they keep up the level of play we've seen here this week, they'll have no problem. So shout out to Team Winters. Okay, so here in our feature match, we have Team Burns. I think they might be trying a little tap on their blue, perhaps, to raise it in there from the 8-foot. Nope. Sorry. No, that's true. I think they will try the tap.
Another key supporter of these teams are their coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a lot of different styles of coaching out there, but it's they play an important role in keeping the teams grounded, focused on their goals, helping them to reset when perhaps the game's not going as they plan. Because most teams come out here with a game plan.
That's for sure.
But depending on the ice conditions, how they're playing, their level of fatigue, the mental side of this game is so underrated by some of those that watch. They tend to think that it's mostly physical, but the mental game is huge.
That's for sure, Natasha. And so a coach can be there to help the team members, a little pick-me-up during the fifth end break or a timeout. Those words of encouragement are always welcome.
Last for all. They are giving it their all.
Trying to get it into that 4-foot circle near the button. Just a slight rub on the blue rock. So Despins scores 1 here in the third end.
He definitely would have liked to have gotten 2 there, but still early in the game. 7 ends to go, and we'll see how the momentum potentially shifts in the fourth end.
Right after this break.
Hey Mark, you ready for this game tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Cupsy, what are you doing over there?
Don't worry, boys. Was just on AztecSafety.com, took a fire extinguisher safety course. Paul, I'm putting out the fires from now on. Woo!
Who knew after 20 years in real estate I'd have to make silly videos for Instagram and come out behind a tree?
Stu, we need to do this stuff.
Why can't I just door knock into open houses like I did in the old days?
That doesn't work anymore.
Okay, so it's because I'm sitting here behind a tree. Come use us for real estate.
Surrounded by beauty on every side, this is a place where you can get away from it all, or be right there in the center of everything. Arts, sports, entertainment, a vibrant culture. This is North Bay, and it is exactly where I want to be.
And we are back for the fourth end. I would say that both teams are locked in to trying to capture a win in this semifinal. They definitely don't want to give anything away before they go into the break.
Center guard up by Team Despins, and Team Burns makes a nice come around to the side of the button. So at this time, Natasha, I'd like to mention our sponsors for this event. You know, we can't to put on an event like this. It takes a lot of resources, both financially and for hands on deck. So our sponsors for this event, our gold sponsor is Agnico Eagle Mines Limited. And we have 3 silver sponsors, Tightline Construction, the Canador Foundation, and North Bay Tourism. And as well, we're fortunate to have 2 bronze sponsors, Fairbarn Electric Incorporated and Jim's Locksmithing. So we'd love to thank our sponsors at this time We really appreciate your support in helping make this a top-notch event for our athletes and spectators as well.
In addition to those sponsors that Cheryl just mentioned, I want to give a shout out to the 90-plus volunteers that stepped forward to support this event here at the Granite Club. There was a lot of work put into just securing the ability to host the event, all of the logistics and planning to get things prepped for the event, and then of course all the hands-on work throughout the week, from facilities to hospitality, the ticket takers, 50-50. Our 50-50 has been outstanding, Cheryl. We've sold out 2 days for sure, almost 3, which is fantastic because all the proceeds of the 50-50 are going to youth programming here at the North Bay Granite Club. So whether a member chooses to curl, to play racket sports, that support financially is always welcome. So it just amazes me with the number of events that I personally have been involved in for the last 10 plus years. The World's Women's, the Pinties, Grand Slams ×2, Men's Provincials, Mixed Nationals. Just when I think that we're not going to get the volunteers we need, I think we set a goal of 50 for this event, and 90 plus, just outstanding. So I think the future for this club continues to be bright for bringing these events on, having the people we need to support us both, in-house, in the community, and just continue to give the visibility to the sport of curling and just how fantastic it is, whether you're on the ice competing or you're a spectator or you're giving back through those volunteer roles.
It's awesome. Kudos out to our volunteers. Thank you so much. We couldn't have done this without you. So here, as we look at the action in the fourth end, we have Team Despins sitting 2, putting up a nice guard there. Nice tight guard. Also a shout out to Curling Stadium. Many years ago it was the only option to view curling games was to come to the rink, and winter time, there's storms, there's whatnot, it just keeps people from getting out to the rink. And so we're fortunate enough to be partnering with Curling Stadium to bring these live events to you. It's just a great way to have everyone involved and to be able to see the amazing athleticism here in this event.
And the other great part is that it gets people talking. So if someone's not able to make it to the club, the number of times I walk in here and they're talking about the games that they got to watch or the shots that they saw, and so it just keeps that buzz, the energy, and
it's a great addition to the game, I think. Okay, so Burns attempted a run back, went through the port there in the house. So Despins is trying to protect their stones and actually use that Burns guard to come around for another counter. So we have 3 reds sitting in the house.
So sitting 3 red again in this end. Well, they removed 1, rolled out. And now they're just basically looking to replace that stone that was removed so they can be sitting 3 again and keeping the pressure on Team Burns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, they are going hard on that rock, trying to get it to the house, get it past that guard.
Nice scrub by the front end.
Oh. The physicality involved in sweeping.
Hmm. Technique as well. You know, putting pressure on the head of the broom to make sure that you're doing your best to guide the rock as best you can. Make it curl or keep it straight in whichever case.
Yeah, I know the junior team, Team Winters, got an opportunity to have a sweeping clinic not that long ago, something that their incredible coach, Steve DeCarry, arranged. You know, he's big on making sure that the boys are having fun, they're technically sound, they're always improving, and I think they got a lot out of that clinic. They got to see what they're doing well, where they can improve, you know, and again, it's another area that some people just don't realize how much goes into it, and you know, without proper technique, you're working harder than you need to. You're not getting the results that you're hoping for, and in an event like this with the long games and the multiple games, you know, we need to be as efficient as possible when you're on the ice.
That's right, Natasha. So we saw third Sarah Guy for Team Burns. She made a nice little run back. So now they're sitting third shot, but under cover of their guard. So Robyn Despins is here to get another one in the ring.
A little deeper than she was hoping. Really sets up for a draw with that rock going behind the tee line.
Yeah, we kind of got a wall happening here.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it a little bit easier for Burns to draw and sit up on top of those reds.
Really got the sense that the sweepers wanted to come off that rock, but you know, needed to manage the weight, but also the line to get it past that guard splitting center on the 8 foot. So an opportunity here by Team Burns to get one in there. If they can execute this, it's going to be a little tough for their opponents to make a play. Again, don't want too much of a bounce, no bounce at all. Nicely done.
Yeah. A little bit of a roll there, but I think it might still be open for Despins to make a play on it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Last rock for Despins, making its way down the ice.
Oh, their sweepers are on it already. Some great communication between the teams.
With Westminster calling them off, and they've just elected to leave it as a guard.
All right.
Looks like it might have overcurled early on them, so they just elected to leave it high there, forcing Burns to come out to the other side. We haven't seen too many draws on this side so far this game, so we'll see what the speed's like.
So Cheryl, just how important is that team communication when the sweepers are coming down the house, coming down the ice, trying to manage the rock?
Oh, it's super important. The sweepers need to call out as soon as they can where they think the rock is heading, and the person in the house is there to communicate the line to them to let them know whether they're on target for the shot. So communication is key for sure. Burns draw is coming down here.
Looking good if they can get it past that top.
Oh, little rub. So it looks like the steal of one for red. So we're going to
get that score updated.
Yeah.
And come back for the
fifth end.
Fifth end.
Ontario's mining sector is a global leader, and Agnico Eagle is proud to be at its heart. As Canada's largest gold producer, we operate world-class mines like Detour Lake and Macassa, creating thousands of jobs and driving billions in economic activity. But our impact goes beyond production. We foster a culture of the heart, investing in communities, supporting social development, and partnering with Indigenous groups to build lasting relationships and shared prosperity. We're shaping a future where Ontario remains a powerhouse in responsible resource development, strengthening the economy and enriching lives for generations to come.
Come on into Montana's, where there's a deal every day. Why not try half-price wings Mondays, $5 tacos Tuesdays, all-you-can-eat ribs Wednesdays, $25.99 platters Thursdays, and drink deals every day. Only at Montana's, Canada's home for barbecue.
Hey Mark, you ready for this game tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Cupsy, what are you doing over there?
Don't worry, boys. Was just on AztecSafety.com, took a fire extinguisher safety course. Paul, I'm putting out the fires from now on. Woo!
Welcome back, everyone. Clearly, Cheryl and our coffee has not kicked in. That was 1 point for blue in the fourth end. So we've got yet again another tie game starting the fifth end.
With Burns putting up the center line guard and Despins lead Rebecca Carr attempting the corner guard here. Looks like it's going to be in place nicely. Trying to generate some more points by putting up that corner guard when you have hammer. Keeping the center open as much as you can. And lead Laura Forget for Team Burns is going to attempt the come around. They're indicating that it looks a little hot, so we'll see where this one ends up.
that lead position is very critical.
So important in setting up the ends for sure.
You know, most people think about the clutch shots that the skip needs to make, but in reality, if everyone ahead of the skips are doing their job, making their shots, it actually makes it a lot easier for the skips.
Best thing a skip could hope for is to throw a guard.
So I would say that both confidence and nerves are rising for both teams as we're nearing the halfway mark of this game. They're both trying to keep pressure on each other, and I'm sure there's a lot of pressure on them individually to make those shots.
Definitely, we just saw a nice come around there, the corner guard for Team Despins. And Team Burns is trying to answer back with a come around of their own around the center line guard.
Just glancing over at that men's game, it looks like we have a tie game over there as well. So they are tied at 3-3.
Yeah, so in our C qualifier, we have Team McEwen from Sudbury playing the Blue Stones, and we have Team Adams Jr. from Thunder Bay throwing Red Rocks. So great curling out there so far this morning. In our feature game, we have a nice little come around back button from Team Burns. And here we start to see the clearing that needs to take place. Team Despins trying to keep it open as they have the hammer this end.
So just scanning the crowd here today, and there's more people showing up on the ice, and I just noticed we have Mackenzie Daly in the house, and she was also playing this week, member of the North Bay Granite Club. Can you believe, Cheryl, that we had 4 teams representing the North Bay Granite Club this week?
That's awesome. And you know, Team Abby Duchesne, where Mackenzie was a part of, unfortunately one of their players was ill and could not attend the event, so they went the whole week with 3 players. So any curler out there knows that, you know, on a league game night, you always cringe when you have only 3 players because the sweeping itself is enough. But this team of women, they played the whole week with only 3 players, and they did amazing. So kudos to them.
Mm-hmm. And just one more thing on that note is that, you know, even though these ladies have been opponents of one another, the support that they've been giving each other by showing up to watch the games, cheer them on, is just incredible. Just another one of the reasons why I've just been in love with this game for so many years.
That's awesome. And nice clearing attempt again by Team Despins, opening up those Burns stones at the back. And Burns will once again trying to replace that guard.
Looking not old.
Just a little bit of an over curl there,
Yeah.
I'd say.
So there's some options here. Looks like she's calling just she first indicated bumper, but then switched to hack.
Just try and keep that weight down so they can make a nice little roll, maybe behind cover, because they have 3 stones out there now in the front that they can definitely use to their advantage.
The weight calls with takeout, Cheryl. I know when I started my career, you know, it was always the big weights for the takeout. But I think it's underestimated how much more effective sometimes the quieter weight can be on a takeout shot.
Oh, definitely. Teams have more control of the rock with the lighter takeout weight. You know, it's an opportunity to remain in play and to be used. Whereas, you know, if you just throw those high hard ones like they call them, it's you know, if you miss the shot or only make half a shot, then you don't have anything left for your next try. So here we saw Team Despins taking out one of the Team Burns stones and rolling out. And we have now Team Burns coming down and trying to put another blue stone in play. Nicely managed shot by Team Burns.
Very nice.
Sitting top 4.
Well covered.
Definitely.
Cheryl, I don't know if it's the coffee or if it's the energy in this room, but I'm starting to feel more awake and more energized by these games.
They're definitely keeping us on the edge of our seats here with such evenly matched teams. And Despin is electing to clear the front. So I think that's a good call with Hammer at this point.
And if this is what I'm feeling for the semi, Cheryl, I just can't wait till the finals.
It's going to be exciting for sure. Oh, nice clearing attempt and almost catching the red stone on the way back, but
yeah,
making it nicely through the port at the back. So Krysta Burns with her first, going to try and replace that guard.
This is where that rock placement is key.
Definitely. Sweepers will manage the weight, and our third will call line to try and get it in a perfect position.
Picking up 2 here going into the break would be a nice shift in momentum for Team Burns.
Mm-hmm.
Coming back, leading the game. Will just give them that boost of confidence.
Right. It would be a steal for them too if they can.
We just got a bit of an undercurl this time.
Mm-hmm. Covering the back one nicely, but that top blue is almost all open. Definitely, Team Despins will be able to make a play on it.
Looks like they're discussing what are the possible outcomes.
Yeah, they're looking at the double. Don't know if they can see enough of it, but looking like they only have to hit half a rock there to make the double. Yeah, a little less than half actually.
And this goes back to that communication part. The vice in the house really needs to be sure on just where they need to make contact, where they need to be prepared to sweep a rock out, and they need to share that with the sweepers as they're coming down. Just like the sweepers need to make sure that they're keeping the vice informed, so they can make the appropriate line call and weight call.
Looks like she's going to be storing a fair amount of weight because not much ice needed for this shot. Draper's working hard on this one. Oh, just rubs the front guard. And so that's interesting. Burns on her last is going to have to try and cover that a little better in the front.
No, this is last shot here.
Oh, is it?
This is going to be a draw for 3.
What? I don't think so. No, there's one other red rock in there. It was hiding on you.
Guess I'm going to have to get myself a refill of coffee.
So Burns is going to try to make that guard even better this time. And Despins will maybe use one of their front reds for a run back of some sort. But we'll wait and see. We're just watching this Burns rock come down the ice. Sweepers are trying to get it to curl a little bit. Need it to get to that center line if they can. Nicely done.
Very nice.
So now looking at it, Natasha, what do you see the options are for Team Despins?
Well, now that it's clear to me that this is the last rock, they want to try and get one in here for sure.
They're looking at the draw there through. Well, it seems like they have quite a bit of space there between the red and the blue guard. Guess they're hoping to come back to that one blue stone at the back 4 foot. That will definitely give them a shot.
We're going to see if we can get the right weight, and then it's going to be a matter of whether or not they get the finish they need, because they are going to need to curl in there to get enough of the 4 foot to score here. So we'll see with this shot just how well the ice is doing after 5 ends. I see the ice crew prepped for the 5th end break.
Sweepers working hard to keep the line straight, and it looks for weight as well.
It is tight.
Oh, it's coming up short. So, steal of 2 for Burns to go up 4-2 after the 5th end, and we'll be back with more action after the 5th end break.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Come on into Montana's, where there is a deal every day. Why not try half-price wings Mondays, $5 tacos Tuesdays, all-you-can-eat ribs Wednesdays, $25.99 platters Thursdays, and drink deals every day. Only at Montana's, Canada's home for barbecue.
There's just something about this place. There's a beauty that you really have to experience for yourself. It's a perfect place to escape, all while staying connected. From one season to the next, you'll find exactly what you're looking for here. This is North Bay, and you should be here.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
And we're here in the fifth end break. Just a little summary of our game so far. First end, we saw Despin open the scoring with 1. And in the second, Burns scored a single, missing her opportunity for 2 by just a bit there. And in the third end, Despin rubs a Burns stone and only scores 1. Fourth end, Burns makes a clutch draw against Despin stones for 1. And just now in the fifth end, Burns made a great guard on her last, and Despin is light on her draw attempt, and so it's a steal of Burns of 2, going up 4-2 after 5. And over on the men's side, we see Team McEwen from Sudbury is leading Team Adams Jr. from Thunder Bay 5-3 at the fifth end break.
Surrounded by beauty on every side, this is a place where you can get away from it all, or be right there in the center of everything. Arts, sports, entertainment, a vibrant culture. This is North Bay, and it is exactly where I want to be.
Come on into Montana's, where there is a deal every day. Why not try half-price wings Mondays, $5 tacos Tuesdays, all-you-can-eat ribs Wednesdays, $25.99 platters Thursdays, and drink deals every day. Only at Montana's, Canada's home for barbecue.
Ontario's mining sector is a global leader, and Agnico Eagle is proud to be at its heart. As Canada's largest gold producer, we operate world-class mines like Detour Lake and Macassa, creating thousands of jobs and driving billions in economic activity. But our impact goes beyond production. We foster a culture of the heart, investing in communities, supporting social development, and partnering with Indigenous groups to build lasting relationships and shared prosperity. We're shaping a future where Ontario remains a powerhouse in responsible resource development, strengthening the economy and enriching lives for generations to come.
Welcome back, everyone. We are just starting the sixth end. Laura Forget throwing her first stone. Cheryl will be joining me just shortly. I think she's done a coffee run for us. Welcome back, Cheryl.
Good to be back, Natasha. Okay, so as we open up the sixth end, we have Burns rock sliding to the back 8 foot. So I'm sure you're gonna see the corner guard go up here.
So on that fifth end break, teams normally take the opportunity to not only hydrate themselves, but to get themselves some nutrition with their snacks. Nutrition is super important leading up to the game or to the events, but also throughout the course of the event. Our hospitality crew this week has been phenomenal in making sure that our snack table was topped up on a regular basis with a variety of food for the competitors. We also had a really nice surprise from our local Montanas. Turns out a number of the competitors throughout the course of the event were dining at Montana's, and sort of as a return in kind to the Granite Club, they provided some food for our competitors last night, which they were very pleased about. So it's those kinds of partnerships and relationship building that is so vital in a community, just to always have each other's back and give back when we can. We also had an opportunity to attend Gateway Brewery here in town for our team social, and that too was well received by the competitors. Lots of laughter, a lot of camaraderie, and yeah, so we are now on second shot.
Yeah, so just a little bit of a recap here. We had Despins going, I believe their corner guard flipped into the ring, and then Burns cleared it away. And so now Despin has cleared that one out, and we're looking at Laura Masters shooting for Team Burns, trying to get another rock in place. I'm thinking they're going to go in the house with this one. Tight guard at the very least. Looks like it's coming in. Nice speed on that rock. So we had another one top 8 foot. Despins is going to have to deal with these stones. Looking for a normal weight hit, hoping for the double.
So Cheryl, earlier in the game we touched upon family and how important that support is for our competitors. But there's also the aspect of family getting involved in playing the sport. I know your entire family curls here at the North Bay Granite Club, and both you and your son and I believe your daughter have curled competitively throughout the years, and maybe you and your husband.
Well, not my husband and my daughter. They played recreational. My son, though, was on the U18 team. Was fortunate enough to represent the Granite Club and Northern Ontario at U18 Nationals in Alberta. And but the whole family, we all went along to support the team. And it's he enjoys the sport so much, and continues to play here at the club level. And it's really something to be able to play with your kids. I know, Natasha, you have the same experience with your son Grayson, whom you curl here at the Granite Club with and against. So it's always fun to have to be involved with your family in a sport that you all love. So
yeah, I think I'd say next to you, Cheryl, he's my fiercest competitor when I step on the ice. He's got my number for sure. Your son Kyle, I'm fortunate enough to be playing with him this year. He's a fantastic teammate, and he himself is playing in an event this weekend.
Right.
He's in the
B SEMIS, I believe, in
SEMIS.
Mattawa. They're hosting a little bonspiel there in Mattawa, so shout out to them. And we just saw a nice double here by Team Despins to clear those two burned stones of the house. And they're looking to take advantage of the hammer this end, trying to get a couple back. We have our third for Team Burns, third guy, trying to get rid of this red stone. Nicely done. At this point of the end, Natasha, I think that Team Despins might be looking at the blank, in order to keep hammer in the next end, clearing out those two burn stones. I think that might be a good option for them at this point.
And I mean, that is definitely a strategy that's used by many teams throughout the course of a game or an event. But I think that's something that, fans don't always understand. Most people default to thinking you always have to score in an end, Cheryl.
Right. Where it can be more to your advantage to go for that blank. If things aren't working out, we talked about earlier about knowing when to, quote, bail out of an end. So I think by, removing those two burns rocks, realizing that they're not probably going to score multiple points here, I think their best option at this point is to go for the blank and keep the hammer going into 6. Ooh, that was not quite what they had planned. Just moving Despins rock over to the side of the 12-foot there. So now we're looking at a possible 2 available to Despins. So the blank may not be an option. See how quickly things change, Natasha, in an end.
Yeah, it was looking to me from my angle that they were going to be missing that shot. It might have actually been better if they had missed it all completely, but Despin now has the opportunity to split the house.
And the 2 is definitely on the table now if they can get this one into the rings.
Again, the sweepers are got on quick.
Looks like it's good, though. Trying to even out those 2 red rocks in the house so the double attempt is more difficult. Good job. Burns wanting to make sure that she, Natasha, just wanting to make sure that she makes contact with this rock and stays in the house. Because then you're opening up a possibility for a multiple point end.
There you go. Laura Forget trying to maintain the line on this.
And well done. So they always try to keep the rocks to the middle of the house there, to make it easier for a double attempt on their next shot. So Despin has indicated that she's going to try and roll back to the 12-foot to keep the separation of her red stones, make it less easy or more difficult, I guess is a better word, to make the double.
Going hard again to keep the line.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Oh.
Trying to get that roll, and unfortunately hit it a little too thin. So rolled out. So now Burns is going to have a wide open hit here, hit and stay, and kind of forcing Despins to either to hit and roll out would be good for a blank. So we'll see what happens in these next two shots.
So Cheryl, we did talk about the sponsors. We talked about the volunteers. We did want to give a shout out too as well to the staff of the North Bay Granite Club, our general manager Laura Johnson, and the operational team that she leads. I recognize we're probably both biased as being long-time members of this club, but what a great facility we have here. We've got a fairly recent bar renovation that just, adds to the atmosphere. Everyone is very friendly and welcoming, whether you're a member or you're a visitor. We have, I believe, the last count, well over 600 members of this club. Again, noting that we're not just a curling facility. We have tennis facilities in the back. We offer other racket sports. And we're just always looking for ways that we can increase our programming and encourage both young and old to come out and get involved.
That's right, Natasha. And curling is one of those sports that you can start at any age, really.
Fun fact, my dad was 72 the first time he ever stepped on the ice. He's always been sports oriented, and he got a real surprise when he stepped on the ice and just realized how hard it is to throw a rock. So kudos to him for giving it a go.
Yeah, so here we finish up the sixth end with a blank, as we kind of predicted early on. But so Despins will keep control of the hammer going into the seventh end. Right after.
Brett, come on, man. I know Aztec's #1 for online safety training, but we really should be out here practicing.
I know, guys. I'll be right there. Just let me finish this course on gas detection. Wait. Do you smell that?
There's just something about this place. There's a beauty that you really have to experience for yourself. It's a perfect place to escape, all while staying connected. From one season to the next, you'll find exactly what you're looking for here. This is North Bay, and you should be here.
Come on into Montana's, where there is a deal every day. Why not try half-price wings Mondays, $5 tacos Tuesdays, all-you-can-eat ribs Wednesdays, $25.99 platters Thursdays, and drink deals every day. Only at Montana's, Canada's home for barbecue.
Welcome to therockshop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, The Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
And we're back here in the seventh end of play. And Burns puts up a tight, almost centerline guard there, and Despins attempts the corner guard, slips into the ring. So now Burns' lead, Laura Forget, is attempting the takeout on that red stone.
So that nice roll too, very nice. So that minor name slip, Cheryl, that I was gonna let go, but it's another opportunity to recognize Joanne Forget's team. another member of our club that was competing here this week. No relation between Joanne and Laura Forget. But you know, Joanne has curled for many years. She's played every position. Her preference is second. She's an incredible sweeper, very technical, and definitely knows the game. And I'm sure that skipping at this level came with its pressure, but in watching them last night with you, Cheryl, that team definitely knew how to, you know, have fun, do their best, and truly represented the club well.
Oh, definitely, Natasha. So that team consisted of Janelle Crochane at third, Jamie Bowman at second, and Tay Patterson at lead. So three of those four ladies competed in the club nationals that just happened in November this year, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
They rode in Winnipeg, and with their skip, Mackenzie Daly, and they did very well out there, making it to the playoffs. So here in our feature game, we have Despin went around the two burn stones at the top of the house. So now they're sitting top four. One Burns attempted to make the tap back, but wrecked on the top rock, top stone. Now lead Despin is going to take advantage of this and get rid of the Burns rock, I believe, and maybe get a roll in towards center. Nice double. Great stone.
Well, the worst thing is one time they tried to make, so we want to be like, you know, a big conference schedule. That didn't go over well. Boy, people got
So just a reminder to those of you tuning in this morning, the winner of the women's side will go on to represent Northern Ontario at the Scotties in Mississauga, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And then the men's side will be representing Northern Ontario at the Montana's Briard in Newfoundland.
Great double there by second Laura Masters on Team Burns. Nice shot. Burns is still counting there on the 8 foot, and they will attempt to take out this Despins stone. Maybe getting a little roll behind cover would be nice. Third, Sarah Guy throwing the stone. So just a reminder that the 6th end was a blank by Team Despins, and they're looking to get their 2 this end, or score. Burns currently sitting 2 in the house.
So Cheryl, would you say that you know, a semifinal is often decided in the 7th end of a 10-end game? Like the decisions must be feeling heavier We know every miss would be magnified at this point in the game with only 3 more ends to go.
Right, the teams definitely have to look at their game plan and make some decisions here for sure. Team Despins here, I think, attempting to hit and roll, and it's a hit and just rolled slightly, so it'll remain open. You know, they always say it's nice to score in the even ends. When you're down 2, I think Despins will be happy with a score this end if they can. Don't want to let Burns get out too far ahead. You know, you are, like you say, entering the last few ends of the game, so you want to make sure you stay in there as best you can. This time it looks like Burns is hitting right on the nose, keeping theirs on the top 12. Despins is going to go for the hit and roll off the 1 and the 8-foot. Trying to use those Burns rocks for a little bit of cover, maybe.
And check the score on sheet E, Cheryl. The men's.
It's been such a close game. We now have Team Adams Jr. picked up 1 in the 6th, so it's a 5-4 lead for Team McEwen from Sudbury. So I think you can definitely hear the intensity out there. It's our game, a nice hit and roll. Well done. By third, Nicole Westland Stewart.
Now it's looking like they've got enough of it. They're going to
try the run back.
Do the run back.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to run back here.
Again, lining up those angles is just so important.
Mm-hmm.
A hair the wrong way and
it could spell disaster for you for sure. These teams are used to the run back, so I'm sure they practice it a lot. They definitely get enough of it in game experience. So here we watch as Krysta Burns throws her shot. Oh, nice shot. And she stays in the rings. So Robyn Despins is looking to make a draw around those 2 burn stones.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get something going here. Skipper's deuce is always nice.
Agreed. So we have talked about the time and commitment it takes to play at this level, not just at the events, the practices, but even the travel time, Cheryl. Like our furthest teams are coming from Thunder Bay,
right?
Which
That's
is
like what, 14 hours from here,
depending on the weather
right,
and the road conditions.
Right. You know, the geography here in Northern Ontario, it's phenomenal. We're spread out so far. And like you said, in the winter, it's always weather we have to contend with. Well, Despins made a nice come around here. Sit on full 8. And Burns on her last is going to try the run back once again.
very clear motion to not touch
it.
not
Trying
touch
to
that rock.
curl it at the last minute here.
Oh.
And she drives her stone right by. So, how this end is turned around now. Despin has a chance for her too to get back into this game and tie things up.
That was a clear example of just how precise you need to be sometimes on the shots called.
Yes. Those runbacks they're a beauty to watch, but when you're on the other side of that inch, it's disappointing.
Now, throwing the draws is something that the teams get a lot of practice doing with the last shot draws for competitions.
Definitely. Nice draw there for Despin, and they score 2, tying the game up at 4, and we'll be right back for 8th end action.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring.
We're back with the 8th end. It's getting quiet here in the lounge. I think people are on the edge of their seats because both the women's semifinals and the men's game are definitely giving these fans some great games to watch.
Definitely, Natasha. So we have Despins put up the center line guard. Burns responds with a corner guard, and now I think we're going to see Despins go around their guard for something maybe in the top 4-foot area, try and close down that scoring area and keep the pressure on Burns.
So question for you, Cheryl. You've curled competitive and you've raised a competitive curler. Which is easier, being on the ice or sitting in the stands?
Oh, 100% being on the ice. I know I've coached my son, I've sat and watched many of his games, and 100% I'd rather be out there on the ice trying to help them out. And actually, he was watching some of this competition earlier this week, and he said the exact same thing. It was killing him to be sitting behind the glass. He wanted to be out there in the action, being in control of their own situation. It's, you have to give parents and coaches kudos for sitting behind the glass and trying so hard to control their emotions, cheering with the good shots, and trying to send good vibes out there when there's misses on the ice. So yeah, 100%. We'd rather be on the ice. Mm-hmm. And yourself?
Ditto. I've got a lot of confidence in my son's coach. He's a competitive curler himself. He's put a lot of time and effort into his training, his certification. He's got the boys' best interests at heart. And so when I show up for the event, albeit hard to sit in the chair and watch, I really just try and be that mom and, leave the coaching and the feedback to the coach, and just make sure that, my son is where he needs to be and in the best headspace and is well rested, and let them do their thing when they step on the ice.
Definitely. No, I agree. So we have Despin putting up 2 centerline guards here. Burns is trying to clear them out because, like we say, they have hammered this end. So there we have one guard out of the way. I think Despins will probably try and replace it. Looks like that's the call. Guard that one they have on the side of the button.
So again, smart calls, trying to stay controlled, nothing flashy, and rock placement for the 8th end. Only two ends to go, and
Despins does a good job of replacing that second guard, high guard there. So Burns will be forced to deal with it. Asking second Laura Masters to try and clear the front. Oh, just missing that the second red, and unfortunately leaving her rock out on the center line, which at this point could probably hurt them. Despins can use that.
So just looking out onto the ice, Cheryl, I just saw the 4th North Bay Granite skip that was representing here at the event, Jeff Brown.
Right, yeah. And Jeff, he led his team of also all Granite Club members, and they did very well. Chris Bowman, Gavin Jameson, and Brad Griffin. And they had alternate Bobby Ray, who's known quite well in curling circles these days.
Yes, he started here at the North Bay Granite Club as a junior, moved into the general manager role, supported the pro shop, on-ice lessons, involved in the tennis side of the operations as well, moved on to Northern Ontario Curling Association as the executive director, and now with Curling Canada as a club developer.
Unbelievable. I think Bobby started out here at the Granite Club. Okay, so Despins has put up that other guard out front, and Burns is going to have to deal with the mess that's out there now in order to find an opening to score this end. Nice. Gets rid of a couple of rocks out front. And just an update on the McEwen Adams Jr. game. McEwen starting to pull away a bit in the 7th, scoring 2. So now that game is 7-4. McEwen leading Adams Jr. playing the 8th end. Despins' team is doing a good job at replacing those guards, controlling the front, making it difficult for Burns to get in.
I think that's the most rocks we've seen out front during this game, Cheryl.
I agree.
Ooh.
Well, Sergei manages to clear one on the front. However, it kind of runs into one of their own that they had back 12 foot and removes it from play. So Despins' only red rock continues on the edge of the button. As Robyn gets ready to throw a rock, we just want to remind everyone that coming up today in our last day here at the Northern Ontario Provincial Men's and Women's Championship, we have the men's semifinal and the women's final at 1:30 p.m. and then followed by the men's final championship game at 6 p.m.
Really wanting that rock to stop.
Yeah, and it looks like it's right where they want it. Now Krysta's got to decide whether she wants to try another run back. Looks like they're heading up to look at it. And she's decided to go for the double peel, I think. Try the double peel on the red.
Again, looking behind to make sure she knows just where she needs to hit it and what the tolerance is on this shot.
This could be a possibility. Yeah, depending where she hits that top one, that second red might run into the shot rock. Nice job.
Well done.
Yeah. Nice. And her shooter rolls off to the side, so keeping that center open for her last.
So with the 8th end nearing completion, from where I'm sitting, Cheryl, it really looks like the ice is holding up for them.
Oh, it looks like it's holding up nicely. Yeah, it's been not only fast, but consistent all week. That's what we've heard from the players. So that's something to be said, because in a 10-end game, with all the sweeping, the slide path itself tends to sometimes break down, but Bruno and his crew have done their best to keep the ice in tip-top shape for all 10 ends. Sweepers working hard on this one.
Are they ever?
Making sure the line is right. Trying to
patiently waiting for that finish.
Settles in nice. Covering shot rock nicely. So now Burns has to decide whether she wants to draw, which she seems to indicate, or run back. So she is asking her team for their input on which shot.
And I see high fives and smiles and laughter for Team Despins. It's always nice to see.
It's nice that teams can, their concentration is one thing, but they have to be able to enjoy themselves out there, taking the moment. This is quite an accomplishment for both teams making it to the women's semifinal like this.
Mm-hmm.
They have to be proud of themselves, because I know we are, for sure.
Absolutely. Team dynamic is so important and can really just enhance the experience.
Oh, 100%, Natasha. So here as we watch Krysta Burns' last rock, she's elected for the run back. Oh, just missing it. So it'll be a steal of 1 for Team Despins going into the 9th end right after this break.
Hey Mark, you ready for this game tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Cupsy, what are you doing over there?
Don't worry, boys. Was just on AztecSafety.com, took a fire extinguisher safety course. Paul, I'm putting out the fires from now on. Woo!
Who knew after 20 years in real estate I'd have to make silly videos for Instagram and come out behind a tree?
Stu, we need to do this stuff.
Why can't I just door knock into open houses like I did in the old days?
That doesn't work anymore.
Okay, so it's because I'm sitting here behind a tree. Come use us for real estate.
Surrounded by beauty on every side, this is a place where you can get away from it all, or be right there in the center of everything. Arts, sports, entertainment, a vibrant culture. This is North Bay, and it is exactly where I want to be.
And we're back here in the 9th end. And recapping again, that it was a steal of 1 for Team Despin in the 8th end. They were good at keeping the front, control of the front throughout that end, I would have to say, forcing Krysta Burns to attempt a run back on her last shot, which narrowly missed the Despins' red rock in the house, and resulting in a steal of 1. So Natasha, when we were on break, someone advised me that this week is Ice Maker Week.
Wow.
So we're asking all the spectators out there in your club to please acknowledge your ice maker, thank them for the work they do. We know that every ice maker throughout the province, they put in many hours that we as spectators, curlers, we don't appreciate how much time they spend away from their families making ice for us to play on, to watch these competitors play as a spectator. So we want to just give a big, huge shout out to all the ice makers. Thank you so much for the work you do.
So it's looking a little quieter out on the ice for our team. 9th end.
We have the center guard went up for Team Despins. Burns tried the come around, and Despin replied with come around of their own. Now Burns is attempting the freeze, I believe, on the stone on the top 8. Nicely done, just a little tap there.
Looks like they're electing to bring one in.
Yeah. Robyn is asking their lead, Rebecca Carr, to try and draw one in front of that burnstone near the center line.
Lead or second?
Oh, sorry, Lance. My apologies. Samantha Morris throwing. Nice shot.
Again, just looking out on the ice surface, Cheryl, we talked about the sponsors for this event, but I think we'd be remiss if we didn't give a shout out for the multiple sponsors that I see around the ice surface for this club itself.
Mm-hmm.
We have realtors, insurance companies, small business, big business. We also have sponsors on the ice, up in the lounge, and again, you know, this club needs that continued support, and the fact that we get it with, you know, year after year, just a testament to this community.
Right, and their support for curling it's great to see that for sure. So second Laura Masters for Team Burns was asked to clear out a bit, and that kind of resulted in red rocks remaining there. So we have two Despins rocks touching the 4 and in the 8 foot, and I think they're just attempting to guard them here now.
I checked it and there was no more water. No more water now. No, maybe he was right that it's like it's a fluid thing. Yeah. The wet cloth is only still damp in that one corner, and that's it. So that's good. Yeah. Fixed itself. It did. It fixed itself. Just needed all the
Nice guard. Yeah. Yeah.
There's more water all over the floor. The last one. But it was coming from the right side, but cleared up all the water.
Need to change things up here if we're going to get a chance. Burns is going to have a chance to score in this end.
Laura Masters trying to open it up for her here. Removing the guard. Nice shot.
Well, we were going to, but then we realized the water stopped, so then we stopped. Yeah.
And Despins is signaling to have that guard replaced. Quite content with just having their 2 in the house like that.
Mm-hmm.
Taking control of the front of the house.
And then it was Jason Corbett in the middle, and Jackson left.
Weight's looking good.
Mm-hmm.
Sweepers are hesitant to touch it.
Mm-hmm. Waiting for that finish a little bit towards center line. There it goes. Real nice.
Very nice. So watching this game, Cheryl, I'm also reflecting on the week itself. I know that when you and I first agreed to take on this role of co-chair, you know, it seemed so far away, but it certainly came up quick. We've been involved in every possible aspect you could think of, the event, the facilities. We've been trying to watch as much of the competition as we can, and you know, I know people get shy to raise their hands, you know, because of the work and time commitments. But I got to say, I've had quite an enjoyable time this week, and having the opportunity to, you know, do the commentary on this semifinal is definitely the highlight for myself. What about you, Cheryl?
Oh, definitely. We're kind of rookies at this, in case you haven't noticed, but Sarah Guy just made a wonderful saw it here. We saw a replay of it, removing 2 of the Despins rocks, and this has opened up the end quite a bit now for Team Burns.
These are the games I like to watch.
Definitely. So exciting.
Just when you think you know what the outcome's going to be, it can
all change with one shot, right? One wonderful shot like that.
Yep.
And Despin returns with a great shot of their own, getting rid of the Burns rock and now sitting 2 once again in the house. With Hammer, they're wondering what to do now. Motioning for a hit and roll off that top red. Or the other option would be a draw to the corner, which I think is what they've elected to go for. Behind those 2 guards on the side of the sheet there, they're going to try and get one in behind cover. Try to get something going here.
Good apple. It's called a Cosmic Crisp. My favorite apple. Oh, come on.
As we watch this, the sweepers are backing right off. It's looking a bit heavy.
We're all listening.
Unfortunately slips through the rings.
Oh.
So that's an unfortunate miss for Team Burns.
No one ever likes to see that,
No.
but especially on the ninth end.
Great. Team Despin is discussing where they want to place their guard that would be most effective for them. They're also thinking about blocking off that draw path that Burns tried, so I think something just off the center line would do the trick there.
Yep. Usually, when you give your opponent, if you leave your opponent the same shot they just threw,
they're not going to miss it twice.
But we have seen it play out the other way many times.
For sure.
That's why I've always told my son, every team is beatable. You can never assume.
Exactly. So Despin gets ready in the hack.
Yeah.
Trying to finish off for a good, better line here. Look at there, it's crossed over center line just where they wanted it. Blocking that draw path for Team Burns to get behind their corners. Probably forcing them to either deal with the guard situation or attempting a play on the ones in the house.
So I just noticed another club member in attendance. He's part of the ice crew. He's also been a longtime teammate of mine, Jim Lisk. He's been supporting Bruno through this event, and he's also stepped up to cover Bruno in the past when Bruno has been pulled up to support even bigger events in other communities. Something that we're quite proud of because Bruno has definitely put his time and efforts in the 20 plus years he's been at this club, and being able to or the opportunities being presented to him in recognition of that hard work is great. But we're very fortunate to have Jim be able to step in, and you did touch on it earlier, Cheryl, about the appreciation part for the ice makers. I remember last year one of the events that Jimmy covered, and he recognized just how much time Bruno puts in. It is tiring and long days.
Right. Until you're in their shoes, I don't think we can appreciate the work and effort that they put in. It's got to be a passion of theirs to make great ice. To hear the club members or visitors to our club, always wanting feedback on how things are looking out there and running, and it's great for them to have that passion for making great ice. So we hats off to all the ice makers, and especially our very own Bruno. Okay, so I think Krysta has decided on the shot here. It looks like she's trying to run back on the guard, and hoping to at least clear out the front, if not maybe getting one or two of those rocks moving in the house as well.
You can hear them now on the ice.
Mm-hmm. Nice job. She gets rid of one of the Despins rocks. The shooter, however, stayed out front. Might be a little bit of an issue. But the whole side of the sheet is open, and Despin is aware of that, so I think they're probably going to put something, either come around on that side themselves to be the first in, or at the very least put up something top house. Makes it difficult for Burns to get in there to score.
Good.
Indicator. The sweepers are indicating, nope, we don't need to sweep, but there they are.
I think they've been called on for line. Looks like it's moving.
It's really going, isn't it?
Going almost sideways. They're going hard to try and get it past that.
Even a little tick, nothing. So now we have the whole side of the house open for Krysta Burns to attempt to draw for her single in the ninth to tie up the game. So we'll watch closely here.
Piece of the four is all they need, not even, but that's probably what's been communicated.
Yeah. So the sweepers will watch that, having seen Despins' rock seem to really come down there. The speed really came off of it, and not being able to get into the rings.
This is where the sweeper's attention to the ice conditions and the path will be important for managing this rock.
Definitely. Looking like it has a little bit of speed on it here. Hoping it might come down. Looks like it's going to just slip to the back of the house. And sweeper taking it right almost out. So it's a steal of 2 for Team Despin. In the ninth end, I think. Looks like it. They're looking at those two, but I think that it's too red. It is. So Despin moves ahead with 2 in the ninth for a score of 7-4. We'll be back with the 10th and final end right after this.
Ontario's mining sector is a global leader. and Agnico Eagle is proud to be at its heart. As Canada's largest gold producer, we operate world-class mines like Detour Lake and Macassa, creating thousands of jobs and driving billions in economic activity. But our impact goes beyond production. We foster a culture of the heart, investing in communities, supporting social development, and partnering with Indigenous groups to build lasting relationships and shared prosperity. We're shaping a future where Ontario remains a powerhouse in responsible resource development, strengthening the economy and enriching lives for generations to come.
Come on into Montana's, where there's a deal every day. Why not try half-price wings Mondays, $5 tacos Tuesdays, all-you-can-eat ribs Wednesdays, $25.99 platters Thursdays, and drink deals every day. Only at Montana's, Canada's home for barbecue.
Hey Mark, you ready for this game tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Cupsy, what are you doing over there?
Don't worry, boys. Was just on AztecSafety.com, took a fire extinguisher safety course. Paul, I'm putting out the fires from now on. Woo!
Welcome back, everyone. Here we go, final end. That the ninth end, Cheryl. You think nerves played a role in that shot going?
Well, you know, Krysta's been the last couple ends she's been doing run back, so her draw, like, she hasn't had many opportunities to draw before that ninth, and you know, she saw Despins' rock come up short. I'm assuming they were trying to draw there, so maybe she just added a little bit more to it. And unfortunately sliding through the rings and giving up a steal of 2. So now control of the game really is turned around, and Team Despin seems to have control of the game at this point. So hoping that Team Burns can get something going with the corner guard they have up. And Team Despin came right into the button, and now attempting the guard, or they're actually, looks like they're coming right in on top. Yep, right on top of that rock. So Krysta will probably ignore those 2 rocks and put up another corner guard at this point. Needing 3 to tie, you need to get your end set up so that you have the opportunity to get those 3 points.
And not impossible, Cheryl.
Oh, definitely not. No, definitely not. This is, you know, they've gone through their training and they've been in these scenarios before, so it's definitely not game over yet. So Burns can get some rocks in position. It'll shape up nicely.
Well, based on the applause here in the lounge, on the men's side, I'm waiting to see what the score is, but must have been
Looks like Adam Jr.'s scored. Seems to be a red one in the rings there. So we'll just wait patiently for the score to be put up. We'll give you an update. Nope, I was incorrect again. It's Sandy McEwen who has blown open this game with another 2. And so now the score is 9-5. For Team Sandy McEwen over Team Brian Adams Jr. And they're heading into their 10th end as well.
And another connection, Sandy McEwen has curled previously with our own general manager, Laura Johnson. They have a banner hanging out on the ice surface. So it just goes to show you that a lot of successful players and teams come out of the north.
Definitely. In our feature game here, we have Team Despin successfully putting up the centerline guard, and we have Burns second. Laura Masters attempting the come around draw for one of the corners. Nice job.
Very nice.
Slides just behind the tee line. Great job.
Really got to just focus on one shot at a time. I know that each team is given 38 minutes thinking time, I don't think we've had any tight games for time this week. But it is something, in addition to sweeping, the line calls, the shot calls, the time also needs to be managed by the team. Usually there's at least one player who's responsible for keeping an eye on that, so when they need to hurry up.
Sorry to interrupt, Natasha, but we just had a little bit of an error here. So Team Despins was trying to clear the guard, the corner guard. We'll see an instant replay of this. And the rock is coming down, and so the call was then to get the back rock because it wasn't going to hit the front, and then it just narrowly moves it and redirects the stone into the center, removing one of the Despins stones. So now the button is now open.
Team Burns has an opportunity to get another one in here.
They're trying their other corner guard here with a come around. Sweeper's working hard on it for the line. It's looking nice.
Very nice.
Great shot. So now,
as a sweeper, those are the shots that I enjoy, is coming in nice and tight to a guard, because that can just give you the finish that you want. It's nerve-wracking, but
yeah, no, it's nice when you make those come-arounds for sure. Despin trying to remove this rock. I guess it's not totally behind cover. Called the sweep early.
They are trying hard here.
Yeah, I think it's going to hit the front for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Removes corner guard, and now we have two stones out front.
At this time of the game, this time in the end, selecting just the right shot here is critical for them to even have an opportunity to tie it up.
Yeah, so they're looking at the possibility of maybe a little hit and roll to the middle, and I think that's
Laura Forget coming down to offer up some feedback and thoughts on what they should play at this point. Again, trying to make sure that not only they make the right shot, they leave themselves something, and ideally not their opponent.
right, because they need to generate those 3 points. We're getting late in the end here with thirds rocks, so you want to keep yourself in front of your opponent's stones. So I think they've elected to hit this Despins stone, maybe getting a little, maybe getting two if they can, or a little inside roll because the weight looks to be down a bit. No, it looks like a draw to me. They need to get it by that front red.
Yep.
Just crashing on the front.
But that rock is in front of the house, so it is something they could potentially use.
Definitely, yeah. And they've still kept the path to the 4 foot relatively open.
Seeing a bumper weight call.
Trying to remove that blue stone. A little inside roll wouldn't be all that bad here as well. Keep the pressure on.
On the men's side, it's looking like they're just trying to keep the house as clean as possible and run
Adams Jr.
out of rocks.
Yeah. So nice hit there by Team Despin, and it's coming down to the wire here for Team Burns. They have to make all their rocks count now. They do have one still in the rings, but with only 3 rocks to come, they need to make them all count.
Yeah, they're sitting third, I believe, is what I...
It looks like from here, yes. So it looks like they're making a play on that rock that's closest to the tee line. Nice quiet little tap back weight here.
Very
Nicely
nice.
done. Nicely done.
Well thrown. Well
And
managed by the
definitely well
sweepers.
managed, yes. So there is a part of that sticking out. Probably they can see probably half of that behind the guard, Natasha.
Yep.
So I think you'll see a double attempt. And an update over here in the men's T qualifier. We have Team McEwen defeating Team Brian Adams to move on to the semifinal of the men's, which will take place here at 1:30.
And Team Despin here is now gathering all together to discuss their first...
Yeah, I believe they called a timeout, so their coach will come out to the ice. To discuss their options here.
With only skip stones left to throw, we're at the point of the game where everything they've worked for is at play. Each one of these shots will be critical.
Definitely. So you can watch now their coaches discussing all the different options they have here. They could try the double, which would possibly be the end of the game if they remove both blue stones. However, if they want to keep the pressure on Team Burns, there's also, the come around on their center guard. Lots of options here. So we'll watch closely to see what they've decided.
So, Cheryl, if you were throwing here, what's your go-to shot? I know playing against you, my guess is the draw shot, which you are wicked on. But do you have a preference of throwing the draw or a takeout?
Well, I like the draw just because my over the years my takeout isn't quite what it used to be. Can't throw the big weight, although it looks like they're calling a nice little finesse shot here, either a freeze or a little tap back on that blue. So I like this call. It gives them a lot of options, and it makes it more difficult for Burns to score. Because if they make this perfect freeze here, it's going to be difficult to get it out. Oh, they're calling hard for line, and the weight looks down, Natasha.
Oh no.
So now okay, so with that miss, Team Burns is contemplating a way to get in there to make All their rocks count. Looking to make sure that they are indeed first and third at this point, it looks like. So looking to maybe play on that back stone, removing it and getting a little flop over behind their blue on the tee line. So Krysta's going back and communicating with her team the plan for this shot.
I think they agree with
Feeling the pressure in the air right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's looking good. Sweepers are close. Calling hard for line. Wow, that was a nice shot. Wow. Nicely done by Krysta Burns. He's now sitting 3, it looks like.
Narrowly getting past that front guard.
Kudos to those sweepers for getting that, working hard to get that by.
And it shows the big smile on her face right now.
Yeah. Puts her in a good spot for her last.
Not to mention her sweepers, who also look a little out of breath.
Yeah.
Big.
All right, so Robyn Despins is going to settle into the hack now. She needs to remove this burned stone from play, and stick would be a good thing. Okay, here we go. They're calling hard for the sweep. Need to go for line. Sweepers are putting in their all to get it by that front rock. Oh,
another
nice
incredible shot, Cheryl.
Unbelievable. We're seeing some great shot making here in this 10th end of the women's semifinal.
They are giving us our money's worth.
Great shot by Despins. So they're looking at who is sitting third shot right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is very important because, even if they take out the Despins rock on the 4-foot, if they're not third shot, they're still, it's going to be game over for sure. But wanting to get the whole team's perspective on this one, very important to make that determination if they can.
Yeah, I've been on both sides of a measure or a guess.
Yeah, it's just well, they're going to go for that one and hope for the best. It looks like
they must be fairly confident in their judgment.
I don't know. It's hard to tell from here, Natasha. We have a good overhead view, but nothing like being right on the ice, looking over the rock. So as Krysta settles in for her last shot at the 10th end, she needs to remove this Despins stone, and then we're going to take a look to see whether we're playing 11 or not.
I don't know if I can go one more end, Cheryl.
I know. This has been edge of the seat action. Okay, here we go. Sweepers are trying to encourage it over a little bit. Oh, that is. Oh, so we have.
So close. What a finish and what a performance under pressure by both of these teams.
Unbelievable.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you, Cheryl. Just want to remind people that we'll be back at 1:30. Not us. We're bringing in a couple others to commentate the next game for the women's final between Krysta Scharf and Team Despins. At this point, we're going to be sending you over to the Alberta Women's Semifinals. So please keep watching, keep listening, because you're in for a great day of curling.
Thanks so much, everyone.
Come on into Montana's, where there's a deal every day. Why not try half-price wings Mondays, $5 tacos Tuesdays, all-you-can-eat ribs Wednesdays, $25.99 platters Thursdays, and drink deals every day. Only at Montana's, Canada's home for barbecue.